Yeah, so welcome back to another video, guys. As you can see, I've been off for a little while and my throat's still really croaky. You can see I've not been too well, and yeah, I'm hopefully going to be making a few more videos now, and I've been doing a bit of work to get some updates on Rita, basically. So what I've been doing is I've noticed along these sills on both sides there is quite a bit of rust that was forming up on here, as you can see. So yeah, I've been cleaning all this up with a wire wheel with a wire wheel and the grinder. I've done these chassis legs back here, so these top bits here, the bits that you can see that are all sort of blacky purple, so up here and this bit and down here, so that's all been coated once with Rustins rust converter. And then I've just done that bit there as well on the front, if you can see it. All this part here was pretty nasty as well, so I've cleaned all that up, got a lot of the rust out. Problem is with these cars, what I've noticed is where the original what do you call it, rust proofer, if you like, the underlining, the edges sort of peel back from where the weather gets to them, and then the water slowly starts making its way through those gaps, and then they just start rusting from the inside out. So what I've done is try to peel off what I can back to the decent metal and get in all the seams and just basically coat it with this Rustins rust converter and see if it just makes it last a lot longer. It looks like it's done a good job of converting it, but like I say, this side's only had one coat and the other side's had two coats. It's literally taken me probably 5 hours per side to do each side. It's really tedious. It's a bit like the sound deadening inside the car. You can only pick it off like a bit at a time, and luckily some of it came off in bigger chunks, but generally you was taking off about sort of 10 mil at a time, and you know, you're doing the whole seal of the car. So yeah, it did take a few hours just to clean it back, to get all the crustiest, the flakiest rust off as much as possible, and get it back to any sort of decent cleanish metal underneath that, and then try and convert the rust from there. I know it's not going to be perfect and ideal, but it's the best I can do with it for what I've got now. So hopefully this makes it last a lot longer than it should have done, or was going to anyway. So you know, we'll get that done. So that's my next job anyway. I want to just clean off this some of the crap that's underneath here, basically, and give this another layer of the rust proofer, and then both sides would have had two coats on it. I'll probably maybe go with a third. We'll see how it goes. I'll look at the other side in a bit and see how good it looks, but generally two coats should be enough. And then what I want to do after that, I want to get the wheels off the front and have a look at the coilovers. So they're looking a bit crusty as well. I did absolutely cover them in copper grease when I installed them. All the splines and stuff like that on the actual threads. So I've actually yeah, I did cover them completely in copper grease. So yeah, we're going to have a look at the coilovers now, and we'll get those wheels off, and we'll take a look. There you go, guys. So yeah, we got the wheel off, so that's all done. Basically, we just wanted to have a look at these coilovers and see how bad they were. You can see they're quite a bit crusty, and that's only been on there for 6 months during the winter. So yeah, the salt's absolutely eating those at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to try and give these a clean down as well, and get them a bit more lubed up and stuff, and hopefully should be a lot better. coilovers all scrubbed down with a wire brush. The brown stuff you can see on there is still some of the copper grease that's still on it basically, and then I just sprayed it down with a silicone lubricant and just greased up the spring as well, stop any rust sort of getting into there, and just cleaned off the general muck with it with a rag, and that's about it, guys. So yeah, they're never going to be perfect, and obviously they're going to corrode over time, but if you can slow them down, that's the, you know, you're sort of saving your coilovers a bit there, and least amount of time they have to be rebuilt then. So yeah, that's one job done. Done the other side as well, looks exactly the same. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to crack on with this seal down here, and we're going to give it another coat of that Rustins. There we go, guys. So there's the Rustins rust converter. So I've just been using this. I did try the other one up there, the Fortress one, which is like a rust eradicator it says, but that stuff is absolutely useless and very expensive. So I thought I'd try a different product. Tried this, and it seems to be doing the job really well. It works literally before your eyes kind of thing. It literally works really well, and hopefully it does what it says to eradicate the rust decently. So obviously time will tell, but all I did is get a good old lid of a paint spray can. So I've got plenty of them just over there basically. So yeah, get a lid of these. You don't want to be dipping your dirty brush into this pot, because then whatever's in this pot is going to then start converting itself, so then it will become weak and obviously useless. So yeah, you want to pour out what you want into something like that, and then use the brush to obviously apply it to what you need to apply it to, and then that way you're not contaminating the old with the new. So yeah, we're going to pour some in here now, and we'll go from there. Alright, so there you go, guys. So you can see all this area here and up here. Obviously this bit's all going to be coated. This bit here as well along this rail, that was a bit crusty where these holes are. It lets water in basically. So yeah, we're going to give it another coat, and you'll see how this goes on. Not too exciting, but if you have one of these old cars, they definitely need this kind of treatment. And yeah, just be liberal with it basically. Don't worry about using too much. You don't need to wash it off afterwards. You just apply it on, make sure it's all coated, try and get it all in the corners, the crevices, because that's where the water likes to sit. And yeah, just keep working it out until you're completely covered. So you can see it's all colour changing back to sort of a, looks like a lilac purple, but it's supposed to go black, so I don't know if that's because it is fairly decent rust or so, but yeah, you can see it's definitely doing its work. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Just converting it back to a decent still and something to work with, and then hopefully that should eradicate the rust as quickly and as effectively as possible. And it's not that bad actually. It's about £5 a jar. I think it's about 750ml. And yeah, we're just going to crack on with the rest of it now, all the way down. Just going to crack on with the rest of it down here basically, all down the sill, and work our way back, and that should be 2 layers on each side. So guys, so a bit of an update. Yeah, I've managed to get all the sill completely covered, as you can see, all the bits that are going sort of a darker sort of colour. And yeah, we're just going to let this set, and should take about 3 hours or so. So we don't need to do anything else here. That's the second coat, and the other coat, the other side's had a coat as well. Just done a bit here on the back wall before the axle. Just any little surface rust. I've just tried to give it a lick of coat with this Rustins rust converter, and then hopefully that should stop any future problems arising. So yeah, so we've done that, and yeah, so we're just going to move on to some other bits now, but that's the end of this video anyway. So I just wanted to update you the rust here, and just showing you that we've cleaned the coilovers as well, and we've got a decent layer of protection on them as well. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one.